Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me get my headset real quick. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hmm. I'm back. Big and better than ever. It's been a long journey. It really has been. Respectfully earned, you know. Thank you, God. God bless. In the name of Jesus. Amen. We all need it. Definitely all need it. Hang on, let me put on my headset so I know I'm doing things right. Slide on these glasses real quick. Let me see. Okay. I'm going live, but okay, let's see. Turn this on here. YouTube. Um, all right, all right, all right. Okay, got a spot on my face. Yes, 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 yes. Kitchen a little dirty, but I'm here, but I'm not here. Take these off. Maybe let's see what's going on. I won't be able to see if things start popping up. So we do it like this. Just be grateful for the smallest things, you know. We can't be out here forcing anything. Um, and looking to move forward in life with force. Sometimes you gotta let it flow. That's when it takes faith. You know, the size of a mustard seed. Even when you only don't think it's faith that you're moving on, it's faith what you're moving on. You know, and being connected to spirit is a beautiful thing because this allows you to connect to the divinity that's within you. If you're toting anything inside of you, which is beautiful, you know, it's divine, the essence of divine. That's what I am. And me, I'm quite different. You know, creative, my father, my mother, you know, my father just made something totally different when he created me. You know, I'm not sure of the big story, you know, but I know the true story now, and I'm waking. Um, I have responsibilities, and one of my responsibilities is to be a part of the group that's bringing the heaven upon earth. You know, and a lot of people say it's riches. Oh, you're gonna be so rich and things of that nature. It's not being rich. Only love is true riches, true bliss. So blissful to be in the energy of source of that love, you know, that you feel. And you have to trust yourself, listen to yourself, pay attention to yourself. No matter what anyone else thinks, you can walk by yourself, be that lone wolf, as they say it, you know. But me, I should be myself, be to myself, by myself, and I turn to a big dog, you know. But I end up losing a lot because of this journey. And it's beautiful. It's quite beautiful now, but it wasn't easy in the beginning. It was hard. It was different, you know, and people judged me and people still judge me. And you see me by myself and I'm still by myself. I'm beat to shit. You know what I mean? I'm tired. I'm pretty beat the fuck up. And I'm really kind of pissed. But it is what it is. Um, I got a lot of things watching me. You know, I can't move on devices unless things they're watching me. So to the ones that are watching, I'm back. Yeah. And you know my position. You can read down low description. For the ones who know, they know, and this is my face. This is who I am. And when I move forward, I'm moving forward with transparency. I'm not moving forward with force. I'm not trying to force anyone. Most important thing to me is the responsibilities from the Most High, from Creator, my Father, and it's no more than right to it's no more than right when he assigns something to me. It's no more than right to respect it and move forward and um, fulfill um, his expectations. I should say. I don't want to use words this really sound forcing or threatening. I want to use beautiful words, and I'm learning and I'm growing, and I've grown a lot to be in this position. The time is ticking, like it's ticking, it's ticking, like we almost there. Yeah, and the ones been watching me, y'all guys ain't said nothing to me, man. Everybody been watch me want to complain. Oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. Is what I've been told, and the way I receive information is my business. But obviously, I'm y'all business, which I don't mind. You got everything attacking me from everywhere. I mean, I get so many attacks. I'm not gonna cry about it. Shit only made me tougher than a bit. You know what I mean? Respect my English, my language, but only speaking to that energy. And that energy right there, you gonna have to get behind me. Some back there waiting on you. Yes, you know. Me moving forward, going where I'm going, it's beautiful. Um, I come with a little, I need a lot more healing, just like everyone else. But remember, God the only one can fully heal any human being on this planet. Remember that, because He loves us just that much. Um, a lot of us have our purpose in our wings at this time. Yeah. Um, so this is our destiny. We know what we're doing. We know the assignment, and we're here. Um, we're not here to play games at all. We're tired of that. It's over with. No more games. You see, what's in description. I'm not used to using uh, YouTube, and not with me talking, but I watch everybody else talk to me, and these people can see me. I'm like, how do you see somebody on Facebook? And I have conversations with people on Facebook. I mean, YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. Just like this, like, how in the heck, like, how do they do that? I'm not sure. I don't know, but I'm not scared of them. Try to do everything you could to damage me, turn everybody against me. You know, I didn't even know who I was, what I was, or what was going on, but I know now, and I'm speaking this way from a space of the one fair, who I am, speaking to that energy. We're not messing around with y'all. We know the sound of boots on the ground. You know, so I speak it to the ethers, to the ethereum, to the celestial. You know, I don't want to dig too deep. 'Cause they trying to steal all my bliss. If I say a word like that, here they come using my words, using my understanding, my understanding, my overstanding. Yeah, that's to one of my family members that, you know, gave me that understanding, understanding, overstanding. It feels good to speak some blissful, beautiful words that way in that energy. But anyway, I just get on here and talk. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know what I'm talking about. I don't care. But I'm going to speak a little bit. Got a lot of work to do. Um, a lot of work. Big dog work. So I'll give you guys this. There's a new government is going in a government is going into the government that's they've been appointed, and moving forward, the powers that was um and the ones still trying to hang on to the little powers that they had. They want it's a problem. There's a problem there with them. There's no problem with us. The angelic kingdom is here. All the good, beautiful forces for mankind, um, for the masses to move forward into heaven. And we take this process serious. We don't take this process lightly. We don't care who hears what. We open source. We don't hide anything. There's no need to hide anything. For what? You have kids in Darfur, families starving, need food, medicine. They need direction. They need to feel God. They need to know God. You have families and human beings in Syria. They left in total destruction over there. And it's sad. You have little kids that's living in orphanage, big time orphanage houses in North Korea. They need help like now. They don't need help tomorrow. They need to know God now. They don't understand. But here we sit in America, we can complain when you're getting food stamps. You know, People like my type, come from my background, get food stamps, and you say it's mine, and you want to say let people, pick and choose who can eat and who can't eat, and then you take the food stamps, you don't give it to your kids, and then you turn around and you give it away, and you take food off their table, but you still sit around and complain in the best country in the world. You in the best country in the world. How can you complain? Let me take you to North Korea. I saw a documentary of a kid, 4 years old, will walk like 2 miles. Just go pick up. Let me show you. 2 story. This little kid would go and pick up. I don't know if you see it. You see that? Rice grains. Grains of rice. He would pick up probably not even that as much as that in a Ziploc bag like this. And FEMA was giving these people the rice for humanitarian assistance. Um, and the community was at the market selling the rice. Can't blame them. Um, can't judge them. But when it comes to kids, it's sad. It's sad when it comes to kids. Like going to pick up this much rice. What can you do with that? That much rice. He'd be there all day, and they shoo him away like it was trash. Then he would take this and catch this rice, catch water. It was dripping. Water was dripping from the off the ground on the rocks, and trying to catch the water in another Ziploc bag. Who's gonna be there for them and forgive, forget things like that? We can move on. We can learn. We can grow and learn from human beings being in a situation like that. This 4-year old kid would go get this much rice. He would go back, walk all the way back to the orphanage, and there's over 2,000 kids there. No, sometimes no lights, no water. Definitely wasn't any food. And kids, I say 12 and under, and most of them was between the ages of 4 and 10 years old. Somebody, snuck in there and made the documentary. It's been some years ago since I saw this, but we sit around and complain as children living this way now. You had the sex trade. You got over a billion kids has been, and you know, women and kids, boys, men, just human beings being in the sex trade, and we know it's not pretty. A container came from China over here some years back. They opened it up, dead bodies everywhere in a container, overseas container that they put on the ships, like the little trailers that they put on the ship. Hey, man, listen, who gonna stand up for them people? Hmm? When Jesus came, uh, sometimes he didn't have, be nice because you, people, you could be nice, but they would take advantage of these situations, and you can speak up and say what you're gonna say, and so be it, and so it is, and move another direction. That's what we do from the angelic kingdom. We woke now. I have a position coming up, and my position is a huge responsibility. And family don't believe in anything. Uh, no, but I do know God in the physical. You can't tell me about my father. I work hard to get here. Um, and it's a blessing to be me. Um, I'm, I'm received that love, period, because it's here. And I don't have to fight anymore. I put my swords down. I have a team that's, you know, that takes care of me, and we take care of each other. It's oneness. So you get a lot of people. They look at this guy, this bot, say, "Hey, man, look at that guy, whatever." But shoot, look how much I gave away. You know, I gave away everything to help everybody else, to try to work with everybody else. I didn't grow. So I thought, but I grew into big dog. So this part of the new me, OMB, DOD, director. Oh yeah, that's my position. It's for the ones that know that's watching. Hell yeah, I'm in this bed. That's what we say where I come from. Just being myself. I'm gonna be a buck 50 with mine. I don't have to um, pretend. I'm not. It's not comfortable with me to pretend. I can always see the pretenders, and I can smell you a million light years away. Yeah. So I'm not here to play. I'm here to create a new situation, a new paradigm. That paradigm is heaven upon earth. If you don't receive it, you're gonna get left behind, and then you're gonna blame yourself. You can't blame God no more. You can't say it was God's fault. And that was his in the beginning. We did it to ourselves. So I guess I'll talk maybe till 45 minutes on this video. And I'll start making it shorter because I want to start giving out some quick, accurate information. So when somebody come across this channel, they can see, oh, boom, he's straight to the point. He don't mess around. I don't mess around. Uchina, you know what I mean? I don't know how to work it. If you find me, you find me. I mean, it was meant for you. It was meant for me to find you. Meant for you to find me. It was meant for us to find each other. End up here. You subscribe, click onto the channel. I don't know anything about it. I have a ton of work to do. Not pausing. You know, start making time for this. It may change and go a lot of different ways. That's been my life for the last like 4 years. CIA, the government, they don't like it. I said, him? What? Him? That area it's already been assigned to me. So it's beautiful. This is what I look like. It's regular me. I need healing still. I need work, just like everyone else. I don't hide. I don't have to hide. If you got a problem with me, just come speak with me. Like, I don't care if it's dark forces and people, whatever they call the devil, but dark forces. Come holler at me. We sit down and have a nice dinner, have a nice discussion. I'm not scared of that. You're not scared of me. What's your time up? You're gonna, close the door. Um, and on yourselves. You guys been watching me. You watching me now as I speak. They've been watching me on YouTube, same channel. And they pretend they're not watching me. And then they talking to me. And then they pretend like they're talking to the viewers on their channel. But they talking to me. They didn't like how I found that out, you know. They want to expose how, oh, this how he did, this what he did, and why are you watching me? If somebody was doing something wrong towards you, when you say, hey, excuse me, I don't like that. I'm not uncomfortable with this. Can you stop that or whatever? Whatever it was you were doing wrong, okay. People should respect it, but when nobody don't say nothing, they entertain. Uh, they entertain the things that they don't like that you're doing. Uh, so fucking what? Nobody not gonna play with y'all, man. Who gonna stand up and speak for the Palestinians? Trap like this. In the bubble, man. Yeah, Haitians. People at the border, want to cross the border. And boom, boom. They crossing the border, man. I wonder. I had a question, right? So, um, if these people coming from South America all the way here to American borderline, who feed these thousands of people along the path from South America all the way through Central America, all the way up through Mexico, all the way to the border here? How do these people get fed? That's one thing I want to know. All the way over here, and then they're here because they leaving poverty and famine. And they are fear for their lives and things like that. If I'm in fear for my life, I don't think I'd be walking with a group of people that's people after me and them also too. And it's like 10,000 of us. Like, that means the military is after you. Like, somebody gonna get slaughtered, then they end up at the border. Then you have Haitians end up from off an island to Mexico to come through the border that way. And I'm like, wow. I remember when I was a kid, when Haitians first started coming over. I come from a family of migrant workers. We grew up picking oranges, apples, cucumbers, tomatoes, um, um, cherries, peaches, prunes, pears, grapefruit. And we would travel the season from Florida. I'm from Central Florida. We would travel from Central Florida and go to North Carolina. We would suck tobacco up there, or whatever, pick cucumbers, um, tomatoes, bell peppers. Then we'd go to Maryland, do the same thing, or, plant honeydew, cantaloupe, or whatever. And then we would go to New York, pick pears, cherries, and apples. And we'd come back to Florida, and we would be off a while. And then on the weekends, my mom them picked oranges, so they would make us pick oranges and get their ass whipped. Get up out here and get these oranges. So we did that, and so we were around a lot of Jamaicans at first, and we used to be on school buses, and we would go from Florida to um, um, North Carolina, Maryland, New York, and then the Haitians started coming over, and these people used to be sick and hiding them from immigration, and sometimes immigration would come out to the fields, and you know, and try and take these people to jail, and try to to catch them because they're here illegal, and it was a sight. The experience when you're like 7, 8 years old, 6 years old, like five, I can remember. I was on labor camps, and I remember I was like 3 years old, and um, it wasn't easy. The bathroom was outside. You're 5 years old and wake up in the middle of the night, Mom, I use the bathroom, and it's like, oh, you better go out there by yourself. And I'm like, what? And it's cold, ice coming out, raining, and it's freezing, and you got to go do what you got to do at five. Black dark, no light outside. You think a bear might come out and grab you or whatever. It was a nice experience. It was tough. It was hard. Being a migrant worker. It was fucking hard as shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Excuse my language. It wasn't easy, man. I was like my count was like the bottom of the totem pole of uh, moral rights to people. Like there wasn't moral. There wasn't more the right to live a life that way. So people would, you know, put you beneath them. Beneath their feet. You know, it was embarrassing. To walk around as a migrant worker. Your family was a migrant worker. And, you get on the school bus. And, you had wine holes and drunks. And back then, it wasn't drug addicts. It was alcoholics. They smelled. It wasn't their fault. Um, they ended up losing their mind. Some of them. And he was just trying to help people. He was a kid. And, a lot of things went on. On labor camps. Um, yeah. Some people know what I'm talking about. Some people they wouldn't understand like what a real migrant worker was. I was born in 1976. I'm 49 years old. I just turned 49 March 14th. You know, that's another story. when where I turned 49 at, I'll give that to you another time. But I'll give you a breakdown about being a migrant worker again. It's coming to me in my spirit. I can speak about that. Work hard. Never accomplished nothing that uh, was expected from other people. I should have, accomplished something, as far as in the house, generational wealth, whatever they speak of.
you know, good credit, a good business. So, worked for a company for a long time, been retired just about around this age now. Um, Should have had my education, but my family didn't believe in education like that. It was, but if you get brought bad grades, it was a butt whipping. So I always now I just look back and see the plot, like why things went the way they went. But being a migrant worker, uh, you it wasn't easy. I remember when I was 3, I had a conversation with my mom maybe 6 months ago, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, I remember when I was speaking with her, and I was like, I remember when I was 3 years old, and I went to stay the night with this lady named Donna at this daycare center place. And you remember her? She told me, like, no, I don't remember no Donna. I wouldn't even never let you go and stay with no one. I'm like, I remember. I remember. I remember I was at her house. It was really cold. She had a sliding glass door, and I was laying on the couch. First, I was in the bed, and I woke up. She brought me out to the couch, and I was laying on the couch. And I was cold, and this guy walked in, and it was kind of hugged up a little bit together, like kind of outside on the balcony area. That's kind of all I remember. But I still remember this lady's name since I was 3 years old. And my mom, she want to make it seem like I'm crazy, but this family work, they've been assigned to be who they are. I understand that. So um, I understand. I understand. I overstand uh, the process of the situations that people are in from any angle. So me moving forward to this position, I understand. Just be yourself, love yourself, forgive yourself, pay attention to yourself, and pause and wait and feel it. You know, you're gonna feel God. Maybe sometimes, like me, I tell you, like some I would I would have to wait 5 years to be able to, or more. Sometimes 10. I could turn around and see like, wow, only God did that. Was all over my life, and I appreciate that. And I'm thankful for that. And it's true bliss to be able to look back and see God. Everybody else can do it too. Even dark forces. You don't know some of them. You know, this thing cooking. It's really cooking. And the pot almost done. So um, what we have to do is work together as oneness because you have to vibrate high. Nobody want to be around lower vibration. It's uncomfortable. Not at this time because everything's ascending. So uh, I ask it all let's come together and start paying attention to your neighbor and working with your neighbor and helping your neighbor like with unconditional love. Most definitely with unconditional love. We have to have unconditional love with each other. That's the most important thing. It's not about riches or who got what. Everybody only understands what's right for theirs, how far they can go, and what they need to do. It's free will. All we have to do is be supportive of one another, support each other. Kids are growing up and learning so fast, they have an identity by the time they're 6 years old. You know, that's where they're going to carry their identity basically through life. So, what are you going to do? Make them change their identity? They're not going to be comfortable. And when they grow, then they end up with ADHD and all these other problems, like, no support. You forcing human beings to be something they're not. They're not comfortable with being. So be it. So it is. Let it flow. It's their free will. Be supportive, no matter how bad you think somebody's going that way, uh, uh, or no matter how bad you think somebody's doing because they're doing this, they're doing that, blah 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 blah. So that's just the facts of the facts of the facts. You know. So we have to have more teamwork. More unconditional love. And when you say unconditional love, that's unconditional love. I'll give you an example. Unconditional love is okay. I drive truck. You a company, you a guy, you got one truck, one trailer. Okay. Now you get a driver like me and I'm working hard. Let's say you only pay me 1,000 a week when I know I should be making 2,000 a week. But you say to me, hey, if I could pay this 1,000 a week in 6 months, I could grow the business, I could be in this position. And you'll say, okay, no problem. I'm on it. I'm on it. Let's do it. I take 1,000 a week. I know my week. I know my budget. So you would, live accordingly because once he gets a, to growing the business, he says I could buy 2 more trucks in 6 months, and then I put you a partner on this truck. Then we hire other drivers, and that way you can train other drivers, and we get trailers, and you start now. You can come off the truck. You come in a bit in a building, and come into the office, and that way you can start booking the loads. You can start dispatching things like that, and then you're gonna be making 3,000 a month. Like, when you work with that guy, um, excuse me, when you work with that guy and help him grow, because it's gonna grow you. So what if you ran into a problem and in 6 months went to another 6 months? Would you give up on that guy? No. You'll still keep working. Well, 6 months, I'll give him 6 more months, and he can show you where I bought it one truck, and things and work out the way I want to work out. You would still continue to work with that person. You would still continue to support and work with them because you still believe in that person. You know that person's a good person, and and you start growing, and you can say, well, it took a little longer. So I don't know what happened. So I don't ask no questions. So just what you need me to do next. I can go another 6 months, or that's a year and a half. But now you're another year and a half just because of unconditional love and support that you showed, that you gave this business owner. Now that puts you in a position in a year and a half, and now he has all of a sudden 10 trucks. Boom, 10 trailers. Hey, I need more drivers. That's why business took off out of nowhere because they unconditional support and love. That unconditional love and that support. Look what it created itself. It started with 6 months, and then it went to a year. Next thing you know, it went to a year and a half. But you knew you could still believe in this guy, and you did that. That's what I did with God. Same thing. I couldn't see it, anything like that. I didn't see this position coming. I didn't know who I was.
I know who I am now. I know what my position is. Nobody can't tell me about God. I'm not here to tell nobody else about God, but I can show you God. That's my job to show the world God, a true living God, respectably, respectably, respectably. People don't agree. We don't have time to debate and compromise and things like that. This planet is huge. There's over 8 billion human beings here. And 95% of those human beings are not doing too well. They working what they have, what they got, and they want to see God and they want to know God just like me. And like I'm in America, it's not my life's not great here, but I make the best of it. And then like now with me waking up to, you know who you are? Him? Really? Me? God, no way, me? For real? Me? Oh, I can see why. I take that. I can see why. I know me. Thank you, God. I appreciate that. I know who I am. Just without even what people call the gifts or whatever. Just being in the spirit with God is so blissful. Like, you know, it's big dog energy. It's there for you. Do you want it? You got to put down the problems first and excuses and complaining and judging people. And then you say, only God can judge me. Then you say, oh, I'm not being around them sinners. They need help. It's not a sinner. Who you think we're here for? People that already know better, but they don't even want to be around the sinners. That don't sound right. I want to be with God because He's an unconditional loving God. But those people, they with the devil, they sinners. I gotta stay away from around them because they're gonna make me lose my religion. Hmm. Something don't sound right there. If God is an unconditional loving God, uh, and you know God, when they make you unconditional loving too, so no matter how dark or sin somebody is, you should be able to always see the good in somebody, no matter how dark they are. That's when you know you hold true light. That's how I am. I don't care what you, how you look. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a sit down. Let's get to know each other. Let's figure out what happened here and figure out how we can help your situation because it helps my situation. You know what I mean? Because I maybe can run into problems and be in a situation. It's just like this person. So why don't I just learn from this person, this sinner? Somebody you don't want to be around. They don't a lot of sinners don't hide things. But you have people that's in the religious places, they do. They wanna people wanna do all this, you know, and nothing secret. How you gonna hide from the mother and the father, divine mother and father? You can't. So it's coming up on 45 minutes. I'll be back probably later on, man. Try to make this a little shorter, but I got work to do. Love y'all. Bliss.